Notre Dame football takes on the Ohio State Buckeyes on Monday night for the national championship. A lot of keys to victory on both sides of the football. If this Irish offense is going to be the best version of themselves, think they're going to need to win outside the numbers against a talented but up and down Ohio State cornerback room. Let's talk about the Notre Dame wide receivers and hopefully winning outside the numbers. Ryan Roberts from A to Z Sports breaking down everything Notre Dame football as the Fighting Irish get set to take on the Ohio State Buckeyes National Championship, a game that has a lot of storylines. Talk about Marcus Freeman and his former team. Obviously, he played for the Buckeyes, was a tremendous linebacker. You could talk about the fight, hopefully, to get your first national championship since 1988 and your first championship berth since 2012 and avenging that horrible loss to Alabama just 12 plus years ago. You could talk about Ohio State, Ryan Day getting over the hump. You could talk about Notre Dame ascending to hopefully be the power in the Midwest once again. All those things are on the line. And in order for Notre Dame to take that step forward and to win this football game, the offense is going to have to make some plays. Now, they're a defensive football team. They are a run game oriented offense. We know how Notre Dame wants to win football games. But I'm telling you all, if Notre Dame is going to win this game, they do have to make some plays outside of their comfort zone. And one area that I actually think Notre Dame has a chance to make some plays, which on paper doesn't look like a spot that they would necessarily be able to win some battles, is I think outside the numbers against this Ohio State cornerback room, I think Notre Dame has a chance to make some plays. And here's why. Although Jaden Greathouse is a slot receiver in Notre Dame's system, we have seen him make some plays outside the numbers, especially during the Penn State game. We saw him elevate early in the game for a slot fade for a great reception at the catch points. We saw him obviously make the defender fall on a different variation of the slot fade later in the game for the game-tying touchdown at that point, the 50-plus yarder. We have seen Jordan Faison make some plays outside the numbers. We've seen Bo Collins, although not in recent weeks as much, make some plays outside the numbers. It has been an inconsistent part of Notre Dame's game, but we did see the first 100-yard receiver for Notre Dame this past game in Jaden Greathouse. So the wide receivers need to be able to make some plays. And Ohio State, who is excellent in the secondary, only averaging to give up over 160 yards a game. But what makes them so good for me is they have two dynamite safeties in Caleb Downs and Lathan Ransom, and they have a really good nickel in Jordan Hancock, one of the more underrated players in all of college football. But outside cornerback, I think is a spot that is prone to giving up some big plays and making mistakes. On one side, you have Denzel Burke, and I really like Denzel Burke as a football player, but he's been maddeningly inconsistent this year. Has given up some big plays, chunk plays. You look at a game like Oregon, for instance, when Oregon has good receivers, but there has been several games this year, even against lesser teams, where Denzel Burke has given up some stuff and has been a little bit prone to being attacked downfield. Doesn't quite look as athletic as I thought he was in previous years. I think Notre Dame has a chance to make a couple plays. It's going to be contested catches in certain situations against Denzel Burke, but you're going to have to be able to create an explosive or two on him. Double move, working down the field. Need them to be able to make the plays against number 10. On the other side, Davison Igbinosun, who former transfer from Ole Miss, is a tremendous talent. Height, weight, speed freak. 4'3", something in the 40 estimated. 6'1", long arms, but he is a walking penalty. A guy that has been penalized throughout the year at a high rate, holding, pass interferences. This is the guy that I really think double moves and being aggressive from a offensive perspective. If there is a play down the field or a back shoulder type of situation, and even if Davison Igbinosun is in solid positioning but doesn't have his head turned, give your wide receiver a chance. Because 2 out of 3 of the possibilities that happen, more than likely, are pretty good outcomes in Notre Dame. 1, you out leverage him for the football, but 2, he's prone to penalties in his career, especially this year for Ohio State. So you have some opportunities against number 1, against number 10. They throw Jermaine Matthews out there as a younger guy. They throw Lorenzo Styles out there. He's a guy that's still pretty new to the cornerback position. I think Notre Dame has a chance to make some plays outside the numbers, and they're going to need to if they capture the national championship for the first time in over 30 years. Folks, A to Z Sports, make sure you're tapped in, and we'll talk to you leading up to the game after the game. And as always, go Irish.